Hey, Sandwich Clubbers. Happy week. Happy September. I'm noticing that I probably need to get my hair cut, but here I am. And it's, this very real cinema verite version of me is good for this week's 3 tips. I'm thinking a lot about non dualistic thinking, like not either or, but and both. And I'm thinking about this in part because I have been reading Pema Chodron, who's this Buddhist nun. She has a book called When Things Fall Apart that's been around, or when things break apart, when things fall apart. So good. This is all very meta. Called When Things Fall Apart, and it's about 20 years old. It's more than 20 years old, and it's so deep. And I've been reading it very, very slowly with my dad, who has dementia. We read one little chapter at a time, and I read much slower than I read any other time in my life. And I repeat sentences to him, and I feel like I'm like actually taking it in. So that's not actually one of the tips of the day, but I would say if you have someone in your life with cognitive decline, I highly recommend reading out loud to them and reading slowly and just being present and enjoying what it feels like to read slowly and really take something in. Okay, so anyway, Pema has me thinking about non-dualism, and I think there is nothing more sandwich caregiver-y than this, because we're taking care of parents and we were taking care of kids. Like, that's dualistic in and of itself. And if we can reject the feeling that those are two big buckets and instead embrace that it's all one big, crazy, beautiful, chaotic, sweet ecosystem, I think our mental health will be benefited from it. That's my hunch. So this week I'm thinking about 3 tips for getting away from dualism. The first one, and do you see I'm like sipping my coffee with you? I'm going just like this is what it is today. This is where I'm at. Okay, the first one is allow the feeling. So one thing we do is like something happens and it pushes us off course of what we thought our day was going to be like. And when you're a sandwich caregiver, this happens all the time. And then we're feeling something about it. We're feeling sad, mad, resentful, frustrated. And instead of just letting the feeling be there and letting it exist and then moving through it, we get caught in it. We start judging it. We're thinking about it. We're justifying it. We're being critical towards ourselves about it. No more thinking. Just allow the feeling. That gets you away from either or. And then name the both and. So as your mind starts to go, I thought I was on top of it, but I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. That's dualistic thinking. No. You are on top of some things, and you're a mess in some ways. And both. Same as everybody else on the planet, okay? So, allow the feeling, name the both and then the third one is my favorite, lighten up, people. I mean, I'm talking to myself, obviously. Pema Chodron says this over and over, and I was going to read you one little paragraph of the book. Finally, couldn't we just relax and lighten up? When we wake up in the morning, we can dedicate our day to learning how to do this. We can cultivate a sense of humor and practice giving ourselves a break. Every time we sit down to meditate, we can think of it as training to lighten up, to have a sense of humor, to relax. As one student said, lower your standards and relax as it is. So that's what I'm doing, lowering my standards on this hair, sitting in bed recording this video for you, sipping on my coffee, which is giving me a little afternoon burst before the kids get home, and just wishing you all the lightness you can muster and as much and both thinking as you can conceptualize. Bye.